So what's the biggest stumbling block that you find your clients encounter when they're trying to reach a wellness goal?
There's one that comes to mind that's huge. We have this mythology of if I get this, then I'll be happy.
Right.
And something that comes up a lot, something that people sabotage themselves over all the time is that, if or when I lose that 20 pounds, then I'll be happy.
Right.
Well, what happens is, you find yourself in the perfect body for your frame, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, life is hard. Stress happens, no matter if I look perfect in a bikini or if I'm hiding in a sweatsuit, life is hard. And I think that can be just a wake-up call if someone has built their whole, mindset over the last 20 years. If I become thin and beautiful, then everything is going to be easy. Well, that's a dream shatterer right there. So how do you navigate a stressful life without leaning on food, drugs, alcohol as a crutch?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically asking a person to reinvent themselves and their idea of the world and their place in it.
Yeah.
So it's a paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with wellness, you have to take it on with the understanding of I'm going to sort of be born into a new version of myself. But the thing that I like highlighting for people is that you're not becoming someone else, you're becoming more true to yourself. You're becoming more you than you've ever been before. Because we all have these sort of concepts we've digested from TV, magazines, friends, family, about the way things are,
mm-hmm.
about the way we are.
The way we should be.
The way we should be,
right?
Where we have this sense of self that's really built on all of these, other people's programs that they've planted in our brain.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is sort of a process of peeling back, and every critical voice in your head just going, okay, where did I learn that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that really me?
Yeah.
And sort of you discover who me really is. But it can be scary and disorienting for some people if they're not ready to, face questions like, wow, so how do I really feel about that?
Right, so somebody might come to you and be like, you're going to make me look amazing and fit and healthy, and it's going to be all I have to do is do this many reps, and all I have to do is, run 4 times a week, this much mileage, but it's more than that.
It's more than that because, on your best day, it's going to be like an amazing, bright new world, and you love living in your new body, and it's awesome, and you're totally motivated. And on your worst day, you're going to be tested on every single level, because that's what life does.
Yeah.
And if you don't arm yourself, and that's something I like to give people, because that sounds scary, right? But something I like to give people is new tools for stress management. So, you're at work, you can't do your 3 new favorite stress-busting habits. So what do? When you get totally overloaded, stressed out, you're going to go home and then what?
Eat chocolate, drink wine.
That's the old you. So what does the new you have? In that, you have to create support systems for yourself on all different levels. So friends who really elevate you, make you laugh, bring you back, encourage you can do this. Habits that you start craving because, oh my God, that, I used to get so relaxed from a glass of wine, and now my relaxation level after yoga is 3 times higher, and you don't care about wine anymore, or right. You like 1 glass of wine, but you're going to get more out of that yoga class than sitting at home drinking a bottle of wine mm-hmm. after a bad day. And so it's really, again, repatterning the mm-hmm. brain because we reach for what we know is going to be a reward. And so it kind of takes a leap of faith to try something new if what the groove you've created in your brain after years of practice is chocolate and wine,
right?
And after a bad day, when you're like, oh, I need the chocolate and wine, to reach for the first or second time for a yoga class instead? How do you hold yourself accountable for that if you're not working with someone who's giving you encouragement and kind of introducing you to a new world? So I think that's huge. And just self-concepts too, like, I've always been this way. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Yeah.
I've always been fat. So what happens when you lose 20 pounds? Part of your identity that's wrapped up in I've always been fat is going to start sabotaging you mm-hmm. because, oh my God, I'm not me anymore. Uh-huh. So you have to shift your notions about who you are. You don't have to make up some bullshit story about, I am thin and powerful, if you're not feeling it. Like, yeah, no. I'm not that new agey. I think you just have to get real.
Manifest this body.
No, you have to get real about, well, who are you?
Right.
It has to be a truth. So, I'm a highly sensitive, creative person. But that doesn't say anything about your weight. So no matter what weight you are, you're still a highly sensitive, creative person. That is the real you.
Right.
It's not a fat suit. It's not a financial status. Things that are changeable, you can't define yourself by the amount of money you make, your social status, the clothes you wear, the body you wear, because all those things can change. And I think in life we have to recognize that we have the seeds of everything within ourselves. And if you identify that thinness is for them, money is for them, it's these things outside yourself that, oh, I would be so happy if I had that, but that's not for me, you're never going to get it. Right. You know, it's when you recognize your own potential to grow into that, and you start shedding the layers of, I've always been this way, you know, and reaching for what's really true about yourself.